Hello there, welcome back. We are currently about to start Season 3 with our first race in Bahrain. We had a good qualifying, first and second, so things are looking very, very promising ahead of the season. Other than that, yeah, not much to say. We're going to do a two-stopper. Both the drivers have decent confidence. No incidents during practice or qualifying, so with that, we are ready to start our race.
And this is it, the Bahrain Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
Duhan might have had a bit of a bad start there, potentially. Yep, Verstappen is trying to send it up the outside. And looks like he lost a couple of positions there, Hamilton and Verstappen. Verstappen apparently did the brake thing, I assume, and got left behind, sadly. But in the current situation, both our drivers are scot-free here. And what I'm expecting to them to do is convert that into a sizable gap when they already have. So we're going to go ahead and save both fuel and ERS for the time being, because this is one of those races where if you're not careful, you might actually run out of fuel. So we're going to allow things to just progress here. As you can see, the gap is still being extended. So
Did somebody spin out?
yeah, there's no need for us to really do anything here. That gap is extending quite a fast, all things considered. We're on lap 4
Looks like there's been a lockup.
and a lap 5, and we have 7.5 seconds. So things are looking really good. We're going to be pushing these tires all the way. That's what the strategy is. That's what my preferred strategy. It's just so powerful. And I assume Piastri might have ran a little bit wide here, seeing that he's suddenly way behind Duhan. But he's catching up, so he's currently doing a better job in the current conditions, at least, than Duhan is. So he has a slight advantage here. Crash, including Russell.
I think someone's run wide.
What happened? Bottas needed to pit. Did Russell bomb Bottas here?
It's a collision. Let's take a look at the replay. Now
Let's have a
we
look.
see Valtteri Bottas.
Oh, Bottas is...
And there's the collision. It's caused absolute carnage.
That's a very weird one.
The team are really disappointed with that. Let's hope it doesn't set them back too badly.
That's a bit an awkward one. It looked like Russell was just stopped on track, so if that is the case, I do understand him getting a penalty. That would make a lot of sense. But as you can see here, Piastri's actually gained time on Duhan during this virtual safety car.
Seems to have been a lockup.
Ah, Duhan had a lockup, so that explains it. Please, let's just go at 16 times speed here. So they'll basically be running independent races at this time, and they are losing a bit of fuel towards the air. And yes, we are going to start saving a little bit, run conservatively while we still do attack on the tires. That should be okay. And we are not really gaining, but we aren't losing anything either right now, I think. Gaining maybe a couple of tenths. Yeah, I gained 3 tenths on Hamilton. Bit more on the others, so we're still good. And in terms of the pit window, we are going to be running these tires pretty much all the way into the ground, just so that we can make sure we can get on the hards and then the mediums again and keep it going towards the end. Doing a one-stopper is an option here, but it's something we have not elected to do simply because we have a car that is just so fast that we don't need to even entertain the thought, really. Now, in terms of pitting, I think Duhan should be fine to pit this lap, and then we will pit Piastri on the next one. So let's just get the pit stops ready here, and we'll once again do the... That's the wrong one. Do the delay the pit stop by 1 lap. And Duhan actually ended up pitting a bit sooner than I expected there, so... But that's fine. 2.6 seconds stationary. Pretty okay stop. See, Piastri has a better one, 2.5.
Sounds like we've had a spin.
Saved a 10th, so that's a pretty decent stop, all things considered. We pitted after we were supposed to, so it's all good. We saved a bit of the hard tire.
Someone's run wide.
We can now use. Now, in terms of the race, we have a 20-second lead, 5 seconds down to Duhan. Duhan has 17 seconds on Hamilton, Leclerc, Perez, Verstappen, the the 4-man DRS train there. Bottas is fighting Gasly for 7th. And seeing that McLaren is actually pretty high up in the standings due to Sainz doing some shenanigans,
Is that a lock up on the track?
we might actually have a interesting season ahead of us, well, watching our competitors. It seems like with the current upgrades to pace, Piastri has become even faster than Duhan. As you can see, he is gaining a little bit each lap. For last lap, that was about a tenth and a half. So it's quite an interesting one. They basically had almost identical lap times on that one.
Did someone run wide there?
So again, almost Piastri is slightly faster than Duhan, but if you could get Duhan into DRS range, that would probably be the best, just for the purposes of allowing them to DRS each other for experience. I should have actually done this earlier. It's just me being a bit silly.
That's a stonking lap.
Duhan says fastest lap, but it's still going to take a little bit of time before he catches up. We could go harvest here on Piastri to speed up the process, if you will, and then we'll go back to attack. Pit window opens in 1 lap, which is okay. And let's see here if Piastri and Duhan can do a little bit of back and forth so that they get overtaking points for driver development.
Oh, there's a spin!
Ricciardo with a
Let's
spin.
take a closer look.
I'm curious what happened.
Look at this. Daniel Ricciardo involved here. And that spin...
Bit unlucky. We're gonna ignore the advice of the pits here, because we are gonna, again, just run these tires down so that we get the most out of them. It's just better that way.
Sounds like someone's gone wide there.
Okay, let's go ahead and pit Duhan on this next lap, and then we'll pit Piastri on the one after, because as you can see, we're at the end of the pit window, so we should be okay with that. We should have plenty of tire left towards the end by pitting like this. So let's get our pit stops done. 2.4, fastest so far this season. I'll try and keep an eye on the pit time, because I haven't actually done that. 2.7 almost, so 2.4 from Duhan. Fastest pit stop so far from our team. Now wondering just how high or how low we can bring it. So in this case, we actually need Duhan to slow down a bit, because Piastri just spun out.
What happened there? Now we see the Williams here. What a spin!
You make it sound.
The team had such high hopes today. What a shame.
You made it sound like he did a fucking circus trick. Shit. Sorry. I'm not supposed to be saying bad words. My apologies. Well, it's not bad words, but curse words. You get my meaning. But yeah. He really made it sound like Piastri just pulled a circus trick there. So that's a bit interesting. Now, they're both caught up to each other, and we're going to allow them to keep on DRS training. Which is literally what you're doing. The DRS training in both meanings. And again here, I don't care who wins the title, honestly. So we'll just have them run like this towards the end. But we are gonna, on the final lap, we're just gonna deploy, so whoever is in the lead is in the lead, if you will. They both have basically full ERS too, so again, it's not a big concern. Now, here at the straight here, attack, push, deploy, push, deploy. Let's see if we can get some fastest lap going here.
That's your last lap, mate. Last lap.
Piastri first, Duhan almost 2/10 behind. And we had a good 40 seconds down to the DRS train, 37 seconds, not 40. I just like round numbers. So, well, pretty comfortable first race. We had a good one. Duhan with fastest lap here, 30.5. Very nice to see. And Piastri got an extra point for pole position. So that's also nice. Leclerc, Did a third one. Well, came in third, which is good for Ferrari. Sainz almost battled back into the points. Could just not make it, sadly. So, yeah, things are looking good. 4th and 5th for Red Bull. 6th and 7th for Mercedes. And I'm kind of looking forward to, again, just seeing Ferrari, Red Bull, Mercedes battling it out. And potentially seeing how the AI will go ahead and upgrade their cars to catch up with us. Will be interesting for sure. We gained at least some development for our drivers. If I had linked them up faster, it'd probably been better. But that's just how things are sometimes. Now with that in mind, we made a decent amount of money. 4.7 as a base, compared to I think it was 4.1 last season. So we're definitely going to be making some more money from races, but we are going to lose out on some of the incentives. Because if I remember correctly, we're currently on a little bit less income than what we usually were. Now with that in mind, we can continue the development point thing here, if we will. And we're going to put a point into cornering here for Piastri. No, sorry, control. We want to get these up to 85 before we do any more into pace. I forgot. It's been a day or so since I last played and already forgotten how I run my team. But yeah, with that, we have won out the first race of the season. A good season opener. Nothing we can really complain about. And with that, we'll continue developing the car and see how this season goes.